Things I wish I knew before moving to Canada. Before I get into the conversation, let me just say, if you guys are seeing this video today, it's the 3rd of June, 2025. And today is a special day. It's very special because it's my birthday. So before we get into the conversation, I want you guys just to comment right down below some happy birthday greetings. Really appreciate it. And the best gift you guys can give to me today is the gift of your time. I'm asking for your time for 2 reasons. I'm asking you to take the time to watch this video. I'm also going to ask you to take the time to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Really important, and it helps me out a whole lot. So your gift of time is the best gift you can give me on this my birthday. I'm at work and I'm just going on a little walk. It's the middle of the day, the weather is good. I like to do this because, get your steps in and also take a break. You get a little break from the stress of your day. So while I was walking, I thought to myself, why not do a short video talking about some of the things that I wish I knew before I moved to Canada. Now this video is primarily for persons who are thinking of coming to Canada, right? If you guys are new here, I'm a Jamaican immigrant who migrated to Canada, coming up on 6 years now. But there are some things that caught me off guard, and I'm going to be sharing them with you. The first thing that caught me off guard was the cost of living. You might be asking, how can that catch me off guard when there are so many people who talk about how expensive Canada is? So many resources that's available that kind of point out how difficult it is in terms of like expense-wise, the cost of living, right? But the truth of the matter is, I don't think you can adequately prepare for how expensive Canada is until you're actually here and have to live it. The thing is, it's not just the fact that the cost of living is high and everything is expensive. It's the fact that it's difficult to save. It's difficult to invest. It's difficult to plan for your future. You have to be intentional. You have to be very intentional to save. Otherwise, you can find yourself living paycheck to paycheck quite easily. So if you guys are here and you are going through what I'm sharing, please let me know right down below. But it's very difficult to save in Canada compared to other places that I've lived, right? That's something that definitely caught me off guard, especially in the initial part of my transition. You have to be very dedicated and disciplined and intentional about saving in order to save in Canada. Now, the other thing that caught me off guard, guys, was the fact that Canadians are very friendly. Now, we hear that all the time. But friendly in the sense that Canadians love to small talk. They small talk, Canadians small talk about everything. More so the weather. It's really and truly just being friendly and just having a conversations, because sometimes the conversation is very light. Sometimes the person who's even asking the question is not genuinely interested in even the response. But it's like, oh, it's a beautiful day today. Oh, how's the weather? So cold today. Like, just in passing, in the grocery store, in the streets. It's just like an easy way to start a conversation. It's also like you're in the workplace. Hey, how was your weekend? And there's a lot of like small talk that goes on. If you're somebody like me, it takes some adjusting to get accustomed to having small talks, because small talks is difficult for me. Like, I talk with an intention, I talk with a purpose, and just to talk arbitrarily for talking's sake, I couldn't understand it, right? So don't let that catch you off guard. The other thing that I would say caught me off guard was how isolating Canada can be for a new immigrant. Integrating into your community, there are things you can do in order to integrate and to integrate better. But the truth of the matter is, it can be very isolating. It can be a very lonely place to be for an immigrant. And a lot of times, immigrants come with goals. We have our goals, we have our aspirations, we have all our dreams that we want to achieve and all of these things. One of the things that we don't factor in is how lonely you're going to be sometimes. You're coming from a brand new culture. You're trying to transition into a new culture. And you're relearning, you're unlearning and all of that. And sometimes it's a lonely place to be. And sometimes, like, you're trying to break into different social groups. It's not gonna happen overnight. And especially if you're here by yourself, or even if you're here with your immediate family, sometimes it can be very isolating. And that's just the truth of the fact. And there's a lot of persons who are even born here, even born Canadians, who are living here all their lives, they still go through some level of isolation, and because of that, there's a lot of loneliness and there's a lot of depression that is in the society. It's almost like an epidemic, right? So if Canadians who are born here, grew up here, are going through it, you as an immigrant have to expect to go through it as well, right? You are not exempt from it. Okay, the other thing I wish I knew before moving to Canada was how important networking is. Now, over time, I've learned the art of networking. I've learned the value of networking, and I've also learned how to network. But coming here as a new immigrant, we have this focus that we can do it by ourselves. We have this intention that, hey, you know what, we don't need nobody. We can do this by ourselves. But the truth of the matter is, you can't. Canada is a society that you have to learn to network, and networking will definitely take you through and help you to reach your goal. So if you're here as an international student, temporary foreign worker, even as a permanent resident, you want to make sure that you're networking as much as possible. Now, networking doesn't necessarily mean that you're going out there physically. You have the best resource on your phone right here on internet. You have LinkedIn, which is one of your best friends here in Canada. Learn how to use LinkedIn properly and make it your best friend, especially as a new immigrant. There's so many resources, there's so many connections, but oftentimes you have to go out there and seek it. And it's really and truly having those network of people who can connect you in the right spaces, connect you in the right rooms, will allow you to know that there's such a resource available. Otherwise, you're not going to know it, right? And on the same networking topic, if you're here as an immigrant, or if you're moving here as an immigrant, one of the things that I wish I knew as well is the importance of diversifying your social group, for lack of a better term. In other words, don't stick just to your culture. Sticking to your own culture 100% will be more of a detriment than a positive, right? Be open to learn new culture, be open to learn new things, be open to learn new experiences, and that can definitely bring you a far, far way in Canada. You're in a country where there are so many people from all around the world. If you want to learn a new language, you can. If you want to learn how to cook new food, you can. If you want to learn how to do things a different way, you can. Leverage that. Leverage that as best as possible, because it will be beneficial for you as you continue your Canadian journey. So don't feel compelled to your own culture. No, you have the opportunity to really and truly explore and be creative and be that person who's open to learn and willing to learn, and you will learn. And if you're thinking of coming to Canada as an immigrant and you don't know what pathway to use, let me just tell you this. If you can learn French, that's one of the easiest ways to move to Canada. Canada is a bilingual country. French and English is the official languages, and there are way more English speakers than French speakers. And the country is trying to preserve its French heritage. You don't have to live in Quebec to learn to talk French, right? So I say that to say this. Learn French. That's one of the best advice I can give you right now, and that's one of the things that I wish I knew before moving to Canada, right? And the last thing I wish I knew before moving to Canada was simply and truly the amount of opportunities that is available in this country. Now, we come to this country for opportunity, but in truth and in fact, it's way more than we think. It's way more than we think is available. Opportunities are here endlessly. It's one of those places where if you seek, you will find. If you seek, you will find. I promise you that opportunities are here endlessly. And there's always things to do. Get yourself involved in your community. Get yourself involved. Just find things to do outside of the norm. Sometimes we think that things to do involves just going out for dinner and going to the clubs and stuff like that. No. Go to a museum. Go and learn to play golf. Do something that's outside of your comfort zone. You're not only learning, but you're also making new connections. And then you'll feel more fulfilled, right? So that's what I would leave you guys with on this beautiful day, which is also my birthday. So if you haven't already commented happy birthday, please show some love in the comment section. Also, guys, we have launched our coloring book a month and a half ago. It's specific for kids to teach them about the world of neurodivergency, the world of autism. So if you guys want to show some love, That's another way you can support us. The link is always in the video description, but I'll pin a comment with the book as well. Very, very affordable. So if you have a little one in your life and you want to teach them that there's differences in the world from an early age, please, let's help us educate the world about autism and neurodivergency, right? Until next time, guys. See you guys in the next video.